I hope you are watching the videos regularly and doing the homework which is being given to you. So last class we have studied about the means of spread. So we have seen that diseases can spread through two ways. That is the direct transmission or indirect transmission. So communicable disease or the infectious disease can spread from an infected person to a healthy person. So the mean of communication or spread are different for the different pathogen. So first of all is the direct transmission that already we have discussed in the last class, that the pathogens are transmitted from an infected person to a healthy person directly without an intermediate agent. It occurs in the following way. So the main difference between the direct transmission and indirect transmission is that in direct transmission an intermediate agent is not required, whereas in indirect transmission where the intermediate agent is required. So this direct transmission means the pathogens are transmitted from an infected person to a healthy person directly, means there no intermediate agent is required. So this can occur in the following ways. Number one is the contact with the infected person. So disease like chickenpox, smallpox, ringworms, they are spread by the actual contact between the infected person and a healthy person. Such diseases are also called as the contagious disease. So children, don't get confused when it is being asked about the contagious disease. When it is asked about the contagious disease, you can write that these are the disease which spread from the healthy person to which spread from the infected person to the healthy person by the actual contact between the infected person and the healthy person. So this type of disease is known as the contagious disease. Now next topic is that the contact with the soil. So the infectious agent of tetanus can enter the human body from soil through injuries. So whenever the injuries is there, this tetanus get, or the microbes of the tetanus get inside our body through the soil. Next is the animal bite. The rabies virus is injected in the human body by the bite of the rabid dog or the monkey. So this virus means the rabies can occur by the bite of the animals like the monkey or the dog. Next is the transplacental transmission. So placental transmission means the disease like AIDS or the syphilis can also be transmitted from infected mother to the fetus through the placenta. So those disease which transmitted from the infected mother to the fetus through the placenta, that are known as the transplacental transmission. Now next is indirect transmission. So indirect transmission, as earlier we have discussed, that those transmission or the pathogen of some disease are carried through some intermediate agent, then it is known as the indirect transmission. Now it occur in the following ways. Number one is vectors. So vectors are the living organism which spread the pathogen from an infected person to a healthier person. So here directly it cannot be transferred. Usually a part of life cycle of the pathogen is passed in the body of the vector. Some animals like the housefly transfer the pathogen without taking them in their bodies. So without these pathogens are there that can carry the disease causing microbes. So these pathogens or these animals are known as the carrier who carry the disease causing microbe. Example is housefly, that is the commonest vector. Housefly is there. Then female mosquito like the Anopheles mosquito causes the malaria. So there are many such type of vectors are there that can cause the disease. Now next is through contaminated food and water. So diseases like cholera, hepatitis B, diarrhea, ascariasis, etc. are some of the infectious gut disease which are transmitted through the contaminated food and water. Contamination comes from the excreta of the infected person mixing up with the drinking water and food directly or indirectly. Now, next topic that we have to discuss is air transmitted disease. So, air transmitted disease are means example of these are common cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis, etc. So, infectious agent can transferred from the infected person to healthy person through air, dust, and droplets emitted on sneezing, coughing, or spitting. So, example is common cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis. So, anybody sitting or standing close to the patient will directly inhale this, that if some having the bad cold in close to the healthy person. So, the person or the healthy person are likely to catch the diseases. So, there what happen, if the infected person is there or a healthy person come closer to the infected person, then the person will get the disease. Now last is there fomite borne diseases. So fomite borne means article coming in contact with the patients are a source of the infection. Like if the patient is touching the door handle, nowadays you must be means watching the TVs and all, you are listening that sanitize the things which is being shared by more than one person. So the reason behind is that the if an infected person uses the means the doors or the doorbells or the same currency and all is being shared, then there is a chance of the transmission of diseases. So this type of transmission is known as the fomite borne transmission. So I hope children you must have understood. So write down the difference between the direct and indirect transmission. So that will be the homework. But if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, through the WhatsApp or through the campus care. Thank you.